to the, oh dear, oh echo, oh so echo. Hello and welcome to the Batman Universe Comic Podcast. I am your host, Stephanie.
Wait.
What?
Season?
Oh,
episode?
right. And who are you?
Oh, well, I thought we were starting over.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No, I can start over. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay. This podcast is part of the Batman Universe Podcast Network, hosted by the BatmanUniverse.net. Here, we love talking about everything Batman. The BatmanUniverse.net has news, original content, and reviews about Batman comics, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. Check out the BatmanUniverse.net and join our Discord server to start chatting with fellow fans. We can't wait to talk to you guys. Also, visit our Patreon page and join our other awesome supporters. But enough of this nonsense. On with the show. Welcome to the Batman Universe Comic Podcast. I am your host, Stephanie, and this is Season 16, Episode 17, Legacy Episode 402.
Are we sure?
No. Yes, we are sure about that.
Yes, we are sure.
Because that's how we upload them, is by legacy number.
That's right. By the way, I'm Theo.
And today we're covering two main Batman books, but first, the news. That's not me.
Oh, it's me. Okay, so first up, news. DC's released information about the upcoming Batman Day. We have a link in the show notes. However, they're doing the same thing that they've done in previous years in partnership with comic book shops with the release of the Joker World graphic novel that's coming out, and you'll also be able to get some other stuff like The Long Halloween and The Last Halloween, and they're reprinting the Batman Elmer Fudd crossover that they did a few years ago by Tom King, and then of course they're doing partnerships with a bunch of other folks to present stuff for Batman, like Crocs is coming out with a limited edition of a pair of Crocs for Batman.
Sorry. My
Crocs,
opinion slipped out.
Okay. Well, I for one don't have a pair of Crocs either. But of course, as also last year and other years, Max is going to be doing a whole bunch of Batman stuff, so you'll be able to see all of the Batman movies and the Batman animated series. All those things will be on Max. So we have information on the website. The link will be in the show notes. So click in and take a look. Now, the other thing, there is a little bit of conundrum going around the comic book internet community these days, because recently we saw these lists that talk about Batman issue number 153. Well, what DC has decided to do is they've started printing the legacy number on the covers again. And it seems like somebody has a mathematical problem. Or it might just be a typo, but I'm just going to go to make it more newsworthy. I'm going to say a mathematical problem. Because if you go back, maybe 12 issues, again, that was the last time they actually had a legacy issue. And I want to say that was 140.
12 issues ago or 12 years ago?
No, not 12 years ago. I'm sorry.
No, you said 12 issues ago, so I was confused.
My bad. If we go back to issue 140, of Batman. Batman 140 was considered legacy number 905.
And where does that number come from? Like, how do we know that that's what that...
I don't know. DC has their own calculation.
So that was a DC thing. Then they said
That was DC.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Now, for some reason, after Batman 140, they stopped doing the legacy numbers until issue 153. 153, however, shows up as legacy 919, which doesn't add up right, because if you go from 905 and you add 13, which is the difference between 140 and 153, that should get you to 918. But instead of 918, they have 919. Now, again, it could just be a typo. However, Theo, being the controversial one, he popped up on Reddit and he gave his theory as to what somebody likely did. Okay, so this is my theory of how this mistake came about. In Volume 1 of Batman, there are 713 issues. Okay, 713. Got that written down somewhere, Steph?
I will write down. Hold on.
So now go to Scott Snyder's run, and in his run, if you include issue 0, you don't include any of the villain ones. The point, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. You don't include that. But if you include issue 0, there are 53 issues of Batman. Right? Got that, Steph? 53. Okay.
Okay.
So that brings you to 766. You add in 153. What does that give you, Steph?
So adding on issue 52, which includes 0, you get 919 as issue 153.
I'm willing to bet money that that's what whoever did, which is further proof why you really need true editorial at the DC.
So the legacy issues coming up would put 153 at 919.
But they're off a digit.
What are they saying it is?
They're saying it's 919, but it really should be 918.
Oh.
If you go by what they did.
I bet originally they did do that, or didn't. Originally they didn't include 0, and then someone pointed out that they should include 0, and that's why they added an extra one.
So typically, they usually do not include 0 issues.
Oh. Do they often do 0 issues?
It's more common these days. But that's my theory.
And this is why we are nerds.
And this is why when we upload our episodes, we keep the legacy going.
We keep the legacy numbers.
What? Besides having seasons. Because we do not want to go through that problem.
That's exactly why. It's the only reason.
Exactly.
Well, this concludes the meeting of the Math Club. So let's continue with covering our first book, Batman number 152 / 918.
Huh?
Yeah, 918. 152. 152 is 19. Okay.
According to DC,
According to DC.
I'll be willing to bet they're going to come out and say somebody did a typo.
Until further notice.
Which is, again, further proof as to why you need a true editor.
Absolute Power Tie-In. Happy Endings. Writer Chip Zdarsky. Artist Mike Hawthorne. Colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr. I have to say, I read this after I read Absolute Power number 3, and I shouldn't have. It was very confusing. I should have read this one first. Anyway.
See, I don't follow the checklist either.
Oh, yeah. No, I just knew because everything that I was confused about in Absolute Power was answered by this book, and I should have read it first. Anyway, picking up...
Especially when they tell you at the end, see everything.
See everything, yeah.
Absolute Power number 4. You're like,
Picking up on the cliffhanger ending of Batman 151, the first issue of these Batman-centric Absolute Power tie-ins, Batman 152 starts, and the dead world of Zarina. It's the homeworld to Lobo and other Zarnians who were recently seen in the House of Brainiac storyline in Superman. I didn't know that. Batman and Catwoman find themselves surrounded by Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad as a countdown timer keeps ticking down. The two split up, dodging blasts and explosions. Batman isolates Gunsmith, taking him down. Catwoman finds herself going toe-to-toe with Black Alice, who she distracts to break concentration. It works, and Catwoman takes her out, running to defuse the timer. But it's too late! The tomb starts unfolding as Batman battles Deadeye. Deadeye is tough and can hold his own against Batman, but Batman has a secret weapon. He knows Deadeye's identity. Deadeye, also known as Archie, is Amanda Waller's nephew. Amanda uses this intel to point out that Zarina has a bunch of relocated graves of Waller family members, including Archie's mother. Bizarro enters the fight, and as Gunsmith is collecting himself after being taken down, Batman uses that to his advantage by coaxing Gunsmith to fire and hit Bizarro. Bizarro, with his childlike mind, doesn't take that kindly and starts rushing Gunsmith. Simultaneously, Batman and Catwoman work on shutting down the mother box that led them here. And while they work, they communicate with one another, promising to avenge each other and allowing a moment of love to pass. It's a beautiful moment, cutting the tie-in aspect of this issue. Oh, that's the review. Anyway, cutting through the tie-in aspects of the issue, and it comes amidst a maelstrom of action. It doesn't feel out of place. I think his review is mixed in with the summary. So
he's guilty of that sometimes.
Yeah, the rest is mostly review. But they get away and spend some time on a beach at the end.
Okay, get the most important part.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, I forgot. That's right. Darkseid arrives.
Oh, right. And Darkseid arrives. And Catwoman doesn't know who he is. And then he lets them escape.
I found that weird that she did not know. Now, maybe she didn't know it was Darkseid.
No, because he says it's Darkseid, and she's like, who? But yeah, that is weird that she doesn't know who Darkseid is. I feel like she should know who he is.
I mean, all you got to do is ask Tom King. Darkseid is.
Darkseid is. So we don't have any questions written down because we were bad hosts this week. But what did you think of all the romance?
I did have a question.
Okay, fine.
Did you hate the art as much as I did?
I hated the art. I tried to like it, and there was aspects of it that weren't terrible. This wasn't, what was it, Batman 49? I don't remember. No. The issue right before Nightwing got shot in the head. That was could have been, yeah. But anyway, no, it was horrible.
And I know the last time we had Ian on, Ian, we need you to come back. The last time Ian was on, he gave Hot Dawn a little bit of credit, saying that it looked a little bit improved, especially compared to what happened in Gotham War.
And I will say, it is. I think it is. I mean, was it Gotham War? No.
That Hot Dawn did Gotham War.
No, but I'm thinking the one that stands out for me that he did is when Batman was traveling through whatever space, time, alternate dimensions.
Oh, you're talking about when he was going against Red Mask?
Yeah. To me, that was... Ugh. But maybe that's just because those are... Oh, no, I guess Catwoman was Gotham War, too. I don't know. The Gotham War didn't bother me as much. That doesn't stand out as trauma in my head.
This issue was bad.
Yeah, maybe it's because I wanted there to be romance in those storylines, and Gotham War was just a dumpster fire. The Gotham War is a dumpster fire, so I had no expectations for that. But this storyline and the Red Mask, I expected a bit of romance in that, dude, and I was. Bleh.
Yeah, this art wasn't. This art was not good.
No.
I will say, if we had the art in the back of story, in the main story.
Oh, I would die of happiness. Oh. Look,
so beautiful.
Selena is a hot mama. We need artists who can deliver hot mamas.
Yeah, I mean, because in this issue, she just looks like a mean mug machine.
Really,
I mean, she just Giles.
I mean, they are going off in the sunset together, hand in hand, her romantically draped in his cape, and I don't want to use it as the cover because it looks demented.
She looked like she wants to kill somebody.
She looks like she has a box for a face. Ugh.
It was not good.
No.
Not good.
Nicht good. Again, it wasn't... It's not horrible from start to finish, but it was more overwhelmingly bad than good.
The art brought down my score.
I would agree.
Easily.
I would agree. For sure. Now, that being said, as a tie-in especially, I enjoyed the episode, or the issue, very, very much. Like, I got into it a lot more. I'm not saying I'm not biased, and I'm not saying it didn't have its Batcat reasons, but they did a good job of keeping, like, there was characterization, there was relationship building, there was some fun in the fight, like the way Batman Best Bizarro was kind of fun, and like he used more mental and intellect to fight his enemies. And he was just very clever. I thought it was a very good issue. Yeah, and for me, really, the shot to the heart was just the art.
In other words, she's saying that what did it for her was the Batcat stuff at the end.
No, all the way through, it was great. Like, this honestly could have easily been a 4.5 if it weren't for the art.
I mean, there was that. I'm willing to bet there was that one line where he was saying, if he thinks he's gonna keep me from saving her, I'm willing to bet your heart just.
There were so many things in this one that made my heart go. And the fact that she wouldn't let him go alone. Oh, it was just so good. Anyway, I think, yeah, I can mainly just gush about the story. And I mean, again, as much as I don't care about absolute power, this was really cool.
I mean, but hey, it sets up what they want to do with All In, since All In is supposed to focus on Darkseid, and now we see how he's brought in.
Well, sort of. I mean, he just
Thanks,
suddenly
Amanda
appears.
Well, so no, he said it in the issue, that when the mother box did what it did.
Oh, yeah.
It acted as a beacon, and that's what brought Darkseid to it.
I misunderstood.
So,
then. Okay.
Add that to reason number 3 million as to why I hate Amanda Waller.
Yeah. What is her deal?
She's an ass. And I'll leave it at that.
Like, who keeps giving this woman money and power? Why does she work for the government?
And she always loses.
Like,
You would think a president or a secretary of defense or someone would say, you know what, you full of you're fired.
Sure. Like, what the heck? And what is she doing for anybody anyway?
And now she's in cahoots with the United Planets, and yeah, I'm sure that's going to end well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Darkseid is.
A Darkseid is, but that's what I say though. Like, you can give me a crappy storyline, but as long as you write your characters well and you have your fun moments in there, I will enjoy it. It's fun. So again, this is fine. If this is what Amanda Waller gives me, I'm fine. I might be that dog burning in the building fine, but I'm fine. Any more comments? Cries of outrage?
On the main story?
On the main story.
Nope.
Yeah. Let's go to the backup, which I almost didn't read, but I did.
It was weird. Its placement is weird.
What's placement weird?
Well, the fact that it's a backup in Batman, and it pretty much is about Diana leading into an issue of Green Lantern.
Yeah. The only thing... Yeah, okay, I'll read it. Hold on. Title: Emotionally Compromised. Writer: Kelly Thompson. Arts and colors: Mateus de Ulis. Julis? Sorry. The backup story is a Birds of Prey focused story that sees the birds hiding out on Themyscira waiting for a signal from Nightwing before they join the others during the Absolute Power storyline. As they hide out, Big Barda arrives in a helicopter, and Black Canary makes the decision to find Oliver Queen alone. The other birds are to wait for Nightwing's signal. I have to say, I have never seen Barda in a bikini before, and she was terrifyingly impressive.
Then you haven't been reading Birds of Prey.
I haven't. Yes, I hear there's nudity.
That's all Barda wears. What you see Barda in this backup story is what she typically wears throughout the run, except for that one issue where she was butt naked.
Butt naked.
Butt as naked.
But as snaked. Sorry. I'll stop. Yeah, not much happens. The art is gorgeous.
Oh my god, if this art was in the main story, like I said before, chef's kiss.
It would have been a 5.5 for the issue. And again, yeah, reading this beforehand would have been helpful before reading Absolute. I didn't read Absolute Power 1 and 2, so I was going into 3 pretty blind, and reading this issue beforehand would have been extraordinarily helpful.
Yeah, so it's all it's doing, it's leading up to more stuff in Birds of Prey, which is going on right now. And again, as far as an Absolute Power tie-in, it's a tie-in for Green Arrow, because that's where Dinah plans on going after Ollie.
Yeah, because she and Ollie aren't in the Absolute 3. So, yeah, So as far as, like, Absolute Power goes, all this does is set up that everyone's converging here, and most of the birds are here.
All it's going to do is, because we pretty much know now from number 2 that Ollie's really planning on stabbing Walla in the back.
Good.
And I think that's what we're going to... Well, I don't think we're going to see that technically in Absolute Power. I think we're going to see him turn in Green Arrow.
Maybe we should check out Green Arrow. Because seeing Waller stabbed in the back sounds fun. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this one.
Yeah. Other than Mateus had Barda looking a whole lot like Diana.
I didn't know who it was at first. I had to wait for someone to say who that was.
Yeah, if again, Matea did a great job, but if you put this Barda next to Diana, you would have thought they were twins.
She's probably, if you put them next to each other,
Barda
would
taller.
be huge. Yeah, because Barda's not really shown right next to anyone to have a size comparison.
Yeah, Barda's taller, but from a look standpoint.
Yeah, but yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 5 big Bardas, what do you give Batman?
See, that's not fair. But if we were doing Bardas, I would give this a 5.
5 big Bardas. 5 romantic Batman holds.
Okay, we could do that. I will give it a 3.
Give it a 3. I have been starving for some good Batcat, so even though it's totally biased, I will give it a 3.5. Because again, art was, and the backup was nothing to write home about. So that gives us an average of 3.7. What?
What Scott gave it?
Scott gave it a 3 as well. So that gives it an average of 3.17 and a mode of 3.
Ian gets his mode.
Hey, you got a second? The Batman universe is looking for Batman fans with something to say. If you're interested in writing reviews of your favorite Batman books, or you want to contribute original content with articles like the top 10 forgotten Batman villains, or why Dead Didio's exit from DC was the worst thing to ever happen, then we want to invite you to join our TBU staff family as a writer. Just reach out to our email, tbu@thebatmanuniverse.net, and let us know that you want to become one of our writers. It's that easy. And honestly, there's no reason not to. You get exclusive access to our TBU staff Discord server, you get early access to comics, and you meet a lot of cool people. What are you waiting for? Email us at tbu@thebatmanuniverse.net and let us know that you want to become one of our writers. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we don't have a write-up for Batman and Robin, so you get to hear me make one up on the fly.
I am going to do it.
You're going to do it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you're going to make it up on the fly. Let's go.
All right. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Batman and Robin number 13, written by Joshua Williamson, art and colors by Juan Ferreira. So we get the final showdown between Bane and Robin after Robin has been shot with the supervenom. But this story begins kind of weird because it seems that the final battle between Damian and Bane has already occurred because Damian is meeting with the new school counselor, and the counselor is talking about his relationship with his father. And to my surprise, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is surprised, Damian is being quite open. Not revealing his secret identity open, but being quite open. So the expected battle between Damian and Bane doesn't happen because Bane decides he's going to give himself up. He wants to atone for his sins and find peace. Now, of course, Vengeance, his daughter, has a problem with that, and so she threatens to shoot Batman with the venom as well so that Batman and Damian can fight for the millionth time. But Bane stops her and says no, he really wants to turn himself in. But before any of that can happen, the Cobra Cult shows up and they attempt to attack all four of them. But as Bruce and Damian are fighting the cult, Vengeance and Bane gets away, or so we thought. And so we get some more fighting between the cult and Bruce and Damian. And as the cult gets driven away, and it's just Bruce and Damian now, they have a really good heart-to-heart. And, Damian is able to return to himself because Maya has gone to the Batcave and she's shot him with a dose of anti-venom, and that brings him back down. And as he's going through that pain of turning to his normal self, Bruce unmasks and says he's going to be there for him always, not just as Batman, but as his dad, and brings a tear to my eye.
I know.
But anyway, while they're having that heart-to-heart, a raptor comes in and attempts to attack, but we see that Bane is still on the island. He's still on Dinosaur Island, and he basically says, he showed his daughter how to get away, and he still wants to turn himself in. So in the end, Damian and Bruce and Bane go back to Gotham, and Bane is locked up in Blackgate in solitary confinement at his wish, and Damian continues his heart-to-heart with his teacher, but his counselor, who kind of asks him, who is he to himself? And Damian has a problem answering that question, and so the counselor advises him to draw it out, since he loves drawing these days. And so he does that right as Bruce comes in, asks what he wants to do from a father and son aspect, not from a Batman and Robin aspect. But before they can decide on that, the alarm goes off. They realize the terrible trio is back, and they set out as Batman and Robin. But the most touching part is at the end, where we see that Damian has drawn out his idea of who he is, and he writes out that he is loved. And that sadly ends Joshua Williams' run on Batman and Robin.
little heart can't take this. Because I just have to say, from like someone who's been through lots of therapy and someone who struggles with, who am I? That is beautiful. And I feel like that as Damien's arc concludes in Williamson's hands, this was gorgeous. This was beautiful. This is coming, I don't want to say full circle, because full circle kind of means you sort of end up where you began, but like his identity is not in his grandfather, it's not in his mother, it's not in the League, it's not even as Robin. Like, he's given up all of those things at any given point, right? And now he's just realizing that I am a loved person, and that is what I can depend on. And it's just so beautiful.
I mean, and the great thing about it is, I remember when I interviewed Juniba about his mini, The Boy Wonder, and we talked about how his coming of age story for Damien was going to be. But really, if we look at everything Joshua Williamson has done, going back to his initial Robin run, it really has been a multi-volume coming of age story with Damien, because Damien opening up like this in this issue with a counselor, a person he never knew until that day, was not on my Batman bingo card. Okay, so let's talk about the image, the drawn image at the end of the issue. Okay. So I have one problem with it, unless I'm totally blind. Homeboy did not put his mama in the portrait.
I think you are right. So I was actually trying to figure everyone out. So I think it's Babs sitting in the chair.
Yeah, everybody on the bottom row, I'm clear with.
Oh, okay. So bet that's well, no, hold on. That's probably so.
So it's Tim, Cass, Alfred, Damien, Bruce, Maya, Dick, Guru Raz,
and
Barbara.
So that means Jason. That's got to be Jason then on the top, right? I'm
thinking Jason's at the top, along with Kana and Flatline. I don't know who the other female is. Is that Ravager?
Oh, white hair. It probably is, because he got pretty close to Ravager
during the Lazarus Island thing. That was the only one I wasn't quite certain about. And then, of course, you can't forget Goliath.
And Goliath, for sure.
But I looked at him like, holy hell, he didn't include Talia.
Or Steph.
Don't tell Ian.
Unless that's Steph and not...
Unless that's Steph and not...
Ravager.
Not Ravager, yeah.
Because it's a sepia and black or brown image, so it's a little hard to tell.
It could be either Steph or Rose.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful picture.
It's a beautiful picture.
But he did not. It makes me wonder what the rationale is that he would not include his mother, especially considering he spoke about her to the counselor.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe, I don't know. Okay, we all have our trauma, and sometimes our parents help contribute. And I would say that Talia's not the most loving, but he is where he is emotionally right now.
Considering Raz, Guru Raz.
Yes, but Raz
was a changed person on Lazarus Island.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, is that he made the effort in the end to be open and honest and just a human being with Damien.
Now, what do you think about the double page splash when he's flying through the air? Because there are images there too, and those look. I mean, and it's a mixture of trauma and love in those. When you consider
I see. I thought you meant the last splash, which is. Hold on, I need to go back to that.
So like they show Roz getting shot.
They show Alfred's grave.
They
show Alfred's grave.
Yeah, they show Alfred's grave with Damien and Talia.
Ravenger is on one of the buildings, so I do wonder if that is supposed to be Ravenger. And
the only thing that makes me say no, if you zoom in, the gear she's wearing looks more like, it doesn't look like Ravenger gear.
On the far left, where she's wearing the double-sided mask?
No. On the center by Alfred's grave.
Oh, no, that's Flatline.
No, at the bottom. At the bottom. Under Batman 666.
Batman 666? I'm not even seeing that.
What page are you on?
I'm on the double spread where Robin is flying through across the buildings, and all the buildings have the pictures of his past on it.
So if you go towards the right, you see Batman 666.
No. I see Batman and Robin roasting marshmallows together. That's the bottom right.
Look up. You see Robin. Now look to the left. In between Geoforce and the grave.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. That's not a drawing. Oh, that's so weird. That's weird.
But if you look at the grave, that's Talia.
That's Talia. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look happy to be there.
He sure doesn't. I mean, granted, he's at Alfred's gravesite.
Yeah.
But he's smiling with guru eyes.
He is. But I don't know. It's interesting. I was not a super fan of the art.
Me neither. And I kind of made that clear the last episode as well.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind the, sitting with the counselor art. That was okay. But it was also not too intricate or interesting. But, I liked the story. I actually wrapped up. I appreciated the wrap. In fact, the only two things that bothered me about this issue are, one, the art, and two, Ravenger's motivations. I don't quite understand why she's angrier than her father. Her father seems to have gone through quite an ordeal, like an emotional journey, his own, not necessarily, not a redemption arc by any means, but he's gone through some kind of not recompense, but some kind of process. He's definitely I'm breaking down. I couldn't remember the word for fists the other day. I called them angry handballs. I couldn't, so I'm struggling. He's just done some self-searching, some reflection on his actions and stuff. And so coming to the conclusion that, yes, he needs to go to jail for what he's done, and he's sorry for what he's done to Bruce and his family. That's really cool. I kind of wish I knew where that story is of him going through those motions. But I don't understand, not Ravenger. I don't understand vengeance at all.
She's just scorned for what has happened with her dad. Even going back to his upbringing in Santa Prisca.
But that wasn't Bruce's fault? I don't know.
I think she's just scorned at the world.
I guess pain doesn't always make sense. Or rarely makes sense.
True. Yeah, so for me, I feel the same way that you do about the art. I think in this run, probably Shizmila was my favorite artist. I know you weren't crazy about him, but if I had to list them, it would be Shizmila, DeMeo, and then Ferreira. I just wasn't a fan, and he wasn't on it long enough anyway to really make a mark, because he was just these last two issues, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's say we give the issue a rating, and then we give the run a rating.
Okay.
Out of. Let me see, since I'm doing this, let me see. Out of 5 Damien drawings.
5 out of 5. No, I will say 4.
Yeah, I would give this a 4.2. If the art was a little bit better, it'd probably be a 4.25, 4.5. But this is a solid 4.
And we don't have a TBU review score, so that will give us a mode and an average and a median of 4. And the run.
Which was the run?
I think overall, Damien flourished under Williamson's pen. This.
And again, it's only Batman and Robin, so don't include anything he did.
Okay. I will say Batman and Robin overall was weaker than Robin, for sure.
I will agree.
But especially, I would say, the beginning and the relationship developing through this was top tier. So I will say 3.75 overall for me.
Oh my God, get out of my head. Yeah, I was thinking it was pretty. I was thinking not quite a 4, not quite a 3, definitely not a 3, but more like a 3.5, 3.75 for the whole run. Considering I would say Robin, the Robin series was probably easier for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3.5.
3.5, so that gives the Batman and Robin series under Williamson an average of 3.63 and no mode.
So do you have any expectations for Philip Kennedy Johnson?
No, I don't even remember who that is.
So the last big time stuff, I mean, he's been doing a lot of stuff over at Marvel of late. He's doing Incredible Hulk over there right now, which I'm hearing it's been great, but I've kind of strayed away from him, probably unfairly, because of him following Bendis on the Superman titles, because he picked up Superman and Action after Bendis left. And for the most part, of course, John is still aged up, but everything else that Bendis was doing in Batman and Action, he kind of kept, and
that's not his fault though.
Okay, but him keeping it, and I've kind of been on a FU Bendis thing since the whole aging. So him continuing that, because I think there were plenty of times where they could have returned John to his normal age. Just robbing him of his childhood was just...
That's so traumatic. Like, that's...
dumb.
Yeah.
But anyways, again, like I said, probably unfairly, I have not been a fan of Philip Kennedy Johnson. However, if he's writing Batman and Robin, and for me right now, as of the end of this issue, Batman is still the top Bat book for me. So I am going to give him a benefit of the doubt, especially since we got to review this.
And I will say, what they've been doing with John lately has been fine. Especially Tom King.
Especially Tom King. I don't know what to say about what's going on in Absolute Power, considering they kind of turned him into a cyborg looking...
They did. Thing. I don't know what's going on with my poor boy, but it makes me sad.
Unless, it's not going to happen, but if they're somehow
I know where you're going
able to be the age... we know that's not happening. So.
It's not happening. He has a boyfriend. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on to... Let's move
Greater
on
Gotham.
To Greater Gotham. Starting with Absolute Power number 3. I said thumbs up. And I probably would have given it a bigger thumbs up if I had read Batman first.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up as well. I think, the way they all got together at the end, especially with John finally overcoming the hold of Queen Brainiac and just blowing through crap, was pretty fun.
Yeah, and I'm not one who generally likes like all the heroes together. And again, I had no clue what was going on. So the fact that I didn't know what was going on, and I don't like everyone being all together because it's just too many people.
Yeah, the only thing that hasn't happened yet is Damien and Diana hasn't made it back yet.
Yeah.
From their issue.
But like that all being said, again, I very much enjoyed this. So yeah, good for them. Birds of Prey number 13. I'm going to have to abstain from that one.
This one, I'm gonna give it a neutral, but it's trending down, and for some reason, it seems like they're gonna try to continue this whole saga that they've been doing, and we get it confirmed in the backup issue of Batman that they pretty much are gonna continue with everything. Excuse me. I think the only thing that makes me hopeful that I will continue enjoying this is that it looks like Babs is permanently back with the team.
Guess who's back?
And Harley is not. Thank God.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see Harley.
Oh, Harley hasn't been around in a while, and I am not complaining. I'm kind of okay with Zilliot being there. And she wasn't there the last few issues either, even though she's been in New York. She's been back in the real world, basically guarding the portal that they went through. So she pops back up in this issue. But we know that in future issues, they're going to be adding a few more characters, like Onyx from Catwoman. It's going to be, she's going to be, I don't know if she's going to be officially on the team, but she's going to be in this next arc that's coming up. But yeah, this was a neutral.
The Boy Wonder number 5. Thumbs up, and we finally know who the mystery person under the mask is. And the series is over now, right? It was only 5 issues?
Yeah, this was the final issue.
It was so good. The whole series gets just an enthusiastic thumbs up.
So were you expecting the person under the hood to be Damien?
Yes, I was. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on him creating his own little We Are Robin clique?
I thought it was great. Yeah, it was a beautiful little arc of Damien and his life, and it was just fantastic. And just a wonderful, because I just feel like the no matter what kind of story it is, it always just seems to lead to punch, punch, punch. Fight, fight, fight. Like, even if it's like a computer program issue, it's like punch, 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 punch. There are other ways to fight, and the fact that he's trying to fight through doing good deeds, kind of picking up where they left off in Super Sons, where like just doing good deeds was kind of the point. I just thought that was wonderful.
How would you compare this coming of age to Williamson's coming of age in Batman and Robin 13?
Well, because this was told more like in a fairy tale format, obviously you could skip a lot and he told a lot of tiny stories that helped develop Damien without having to actually follow his full journey as like you would reading an ongoing. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely truncated, shortened, not necessarily. Which is fine. No, for sure. Like, especially with the type of, format with a mini like this, that you're going to tell. That's wonderful. It's fine. And I think he did wonderful. He did a great job with the amount of space that he had and the way he decided to tell the story.
I truly enjoyed I warned you, do not touch my son. And just out of nowhere, you see this fist, blam, take out Ross.
And I will say the one thing this story did that the Williamson didn't is show a lot more respect and love to Talia.
Yes. And I know you're speaking of us from a story standpoint, but it was nice to see Talia show love for Damien because you see very little of that. Whenever it's shown, it's always from a distance. She's watching him, and she's calling him a little bird or whatever, and it's always from a distance. But this here, it's front and center, and he's coming to his rescue before Roz is able to change souls. Blah blah blah. So I enjoyed that.
I will say the only thing that was kind of, if I have to give a detractor, hand behind my back, or hand twisted, the transition from 4 to 5 had me a little confused. Because in 4, the Bat family's there getting him out of the cave that he had been in. And then 5, they're suddenly fighting Roz where Roz is, and there's like hostages that I couldn't quite remember where they came from. But so if I have to give any negative feedback, that would be my only thing, because I don't quite understand how we got from 4 to 5. But overall, this was a fantastic story, and that did not diminish my enjoyment of this whatsoever.
You're gonna make me go back and read it again. See what you talk about.
And maybe I missed something. It's very possible I missed something. But yeah, I was just a little confused. But anyway, The Penguin, number 12.
Last issue.
I honestly, I put down, I don't know. Because, like, as a story that is written, it is well written. The art is fantastic. The story makes sense, I guess. It's not in and of itself like a bad comic. I feel like anything bad I feel about this series at all is just Batman. I don't understand what he just seems weird through the whole thing. Like, he just lets Penguin do whatever, and he has these weird justifications. I don't know. The way Batman's letting the way Batman's letting Penguin basically do whatever he wants is just weird AF to me.
It's a neutral for me in the series as a whole.
Yeah, maybe that's neutral.
Yeah, it's a neutral for me, and the series as a whole is a neutral.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, there were a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, this was a Tom King story. I like how that's like a review or a commentary. It's a Tom King story. Which is weird, considering, I mean, you all see, if you go to our sister site at the Comic Book Spot, and you see how I'm gushing over either the Trinity special or what he's doing with Wonder Woman, you'd be like, is this the same person that wanted Tom King, off of Batman after Batman 50? Yes, still it is. Now I'm trying to cozy up to him. But yeah, the Penguin was really just a Tom King story. Yeah. There are parts of it that probably could have been integrated into the main run or detective or what have you. But a lot of the stuff,
I'm glad Penguin is over.
I think BJ is also.
Nothing wrong with the writing, like, as far as, like, Tom King is an excellent, like, writer. Like, some writers write, and I just cringe. Like, how are these words coming out of your pen? Did you read them before you? So, for me, a lot of the problems I have with Tom King are just his characterization of people, and not, like, the writing. And again, the art, fantastic. But, this was a book. Trinity Special, World's Finest #1. I splurged and paid the extra $1 for the variant so I could get the corgis on the cover. This was 2 thumbs and 2 toes up. This was so good.
2 thumbs and 1 toe.
1 toe?
The only reason why I'm saying 1 toe is, and we kind of talked about this offline, is the idea of, at the end, we get the 2 preview pages, which seems to be setting up this solo series for Trinity, which makes me wonder why, since this world you've built for her has always included John and Damian, why would they not be involved? Unless the multiversal corgis that you all have on these two preview pages are going to be what we're going to be dealing with.
Well, it was a pretty meta preview because you had all three generations of Trinity talking to herself, and then three iterations of Batman and Superman, or John and Damian, I should say, as corgis, which obviously never happened. So, I don't know. Maybe it's called a solo series, but they'll show up occasionally. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age number 4, was pretty Batman-less.
Until the end.
Don't think he was in it at all.
Yeah, he was when when on the boat.
Oh, okay. But what did I say for this one? Neutral. Yeah, it's kind of middle of the story.
It was neutral, trending up.
Yeah, it was a good neutral. Death in the Family, Robin Lives, number 3. Oh my gosh, thumbs down. I wanted to like this. I read the first 2. I liked the first 2. I'm willing to give this story a shot. I don't have any preconceived notions for loving or not loving. This issue was a disaster. I do not know why anyone did anything in this issue. I don't know why anything was going on that did in this issue. This issue was insane.
Everything Steph said. 2 thumbs down.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Batman 89, Echoes number 4. I can't believe we're only on number 4. How long has this story been going on?
It's every other month. I think Echoes and Dark Age are either every 2 months or every other month.
I feel like I've been reading this story for years and we're only in issue number 4. But Sam's up. Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up, but he's not Dr. Fries. Dr. Fries. He's someone else. I forget who he is. But anyway. Oh no. Dang it. It escapes me. He's someone big and bulky. But thumbs up. It was fine. Batman's got the bat suit back on. Robin's taking more of a role. Harley Quinn's kind of outing herself as a nut job. It was pretty good.
Oh, it was a thumbs up only because Batman was finally back.
I do like that this is an alternate Harley Quinn origin story. Like, she's not created by Joker. She's basically creating herself, which was kind of interesting, like with her greed and stuff. So I thought that was good. DC versus Vampires, World War 5, number 2.
Neutral. I'll leave it at that.
I skimmed it. I was like, what? And then lastly, Batman Wayne Family Adventures number 128 and 129. Thumbs up. Ian and I have been reviewing these together, and they're lots of fun, and these are just fantastic.
I'm trying to remember which. Oh, I haven't read this one. This one's not out yet.
Everything is out, dude.
128 and 129 is out?
It's Thursday. They should be out. Yeah.
It's so bad. But I'm assuming it's going to be a thumbs up.
You can assume there'll be a thumbs up. The arc is moving along very well. They're doing a good job that even though this is going to be an ongoing arc throughout the whole series, there's like mini arcs within it and beats in the story, and it's pretty good.
Are the outsiders still not outsiders? Are the outlaws still in here?
They're not main center. They've been off-paneled for the most part at this point, I think. They're still around helping out, but they are doing it in the background.
Yeah, the one problem that I've had with Wayne Family Adventures is how CRC Payne is writing Bizarro. I can understand probably why she's doing it, because this Bizarro definitely does not talk like Bizarro typically talks.
Mm-hmm.
This Bizarro is just, there's always a no.
Yes.
The no is supposed to be the opposite, and I'm like, no, I can't get with this Bizarro.
that is consistent, though, with the Webtoons version of Bizarro.
Yeah.
So that
and
actually
like I said,
wasn't CRC. That was the previous. That's how he was.
from the series.
That's how he was established in the Webtoons Outlaw series.
And I'm assuming it's because of who they're targeting.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And it might just translate better because Webtoons are translated into like a whole bunch of different languages. So it could just be that it just having a negative in there just makes it a little more clear, maybe.
Gotcha.
That is all complete assumption, though. So, yeah, that's all we've got for today. Is there anything else you wanted to mention or bring up or talk about?
Nope. Other than our supporters.
Yep. And we want to thank our Patreon supporters on our Bat Fan Appreciation Wall up on the website. We want to thank Lisa Slack, Ian Miller, Joshua Lappin Bertoni, Rob O, Stephanie Mounts, Ed Grouse, Captain America, Caspian73, Caesar Diaz, Johnny McCluskey, David Richards, Donald Townsend, and Brendan Roberts. Thank you so much for your monthly support. We couldn't do this without you guys. And if you want to come join us over on our Discord, you can get to that through the website at thebatmanuniverse.net. Yeah, we can hang out and chat and talk to you. And it's also a fine place to report technical issues or tell us what we're doing wrong. We always love to talk to you, and we always love to improve how we handle and do things. So, yeah, this has been Steph.
And this is Theo.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Batman Universe Comic Podcast.
Bye. Oh, thank you for listening to the Batman Universe Comic Podcast. Bye.
He said.